Hello, Team 2, and welcome to Thursday. How are we at the end of April? Thursday the 30th of April. Crazy. Okay, let's have a look at some reading, some TT Rockstars. We're going to be doing some maths. We're going to be doing some subtraction there. We're going to have a look at some grammar together, and we're going to be taking a look at English. So, let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Get ready. Get steady. Oh, okay. So this is your reading for today. I would like you to read your questions first, remember? So, have a good read of your questions. Get that question in mind before you even contemplate the text. So get your questions. Have a read of your questions. Then once you're clear and you know what you're looking for in your text, skip over to your text and have a good read. So pause the video here, read your questions, read your text, and then we're going to come back and have a look together. Okay, welcome back. Have we done some good reading? So let's have a look on the next page and think about what our answers might look. So, when Bryn peeps around her legs, it tells me that Bryn was what? Bryn was surprised when he met his cousin because, so we've got some of those nice sentence stem open. Let's take a look at the text. So we've got here, tried to peep around her legs as being the important information. And our question is, what does this tell you about Bryn? So we know that we need to find it in the text, tried to peep around her legs. Did you underline that bit? Did you find it? Did you know that that's where that sentence is going to be focused on? And then number 6 was, why was Bryn surprised when he met his cousin? So we've got to look for the information about meeting his cousin. Now, the exact words met his cousin isn't in the text. So we've got to look and read around it to figure out what information we're looking for. So let's have a read of the text. Bryn was too excited to eat much breakfast the next day. He was waiting for the sounds of wheels in the driveway. When they came, Bryn hid behind his mother and tried to peep around her legs for the first sight of Claire. All he could see was a lady carrying something wrapped up in a blanket. Bryn, smiled his mother, this is Aunt Jo. Aunt Jo bent down. And this is your little cousin Claire, she said. Bryn looked right into the face of a tiny sleeping baby. So we've had a surprise there, Bryn has, hasn't he? He's been busy getting all his toys and all his things to play with. And then what happened? So we go back to question 5. Tried to peep around her legs. What does this tell you about Bryn? So we've got 4 options. He did not want to see his cousin. He was angry about the visit. He was nervous about meeting Claire. He did not like his cousin Claire. So you should have the sentence stem in your book. When Bryn peeps around her legs, it tells me that... What does it tell us? Did he not want to see his cousin? Was he angry about the visit? Was he nervous? Or did he not like his cousin Claire? So here you've got the information. Magic highlighter of joy that we discovered last week. So here we've got the information. Tried to peep around her legs. So we've got to go back to the beginning of that sentence, which starts, if we track it back, here, this is where the sentence starts. So this is probably where we're going to get our information from. Let's read the full sentence together. You read 2, read out loud with me. When they came, Bryn hid behind his mother and tried to peep around her legs. And it continues. For his first sight of Claire. Does it tell us the exact answer here? It doesn't. This is where we have to use those inference clues and those links. Have a look at all your options. Think about the story we've read. The first option, he did not want to see his cousin. Is that true? From all the story that we've read so far, is that true? No, he was getting toys ready, wasn't he? He wanted to see. Okay. He was angry about the visit. Was he angry about Claire coming? Doesn't seem to present as anything angry through the story. He was nervous about meeting Claire. Could he be nervous? What do you do if you're nervous and you're with your mom or your dad or you're grown up and you go into a new situation? You're not sure about it. You don't know the people. You haven't met them before. Some of you might go bowling in, but some of you might not. Some of you might kind of stand behind mom or dad or you're grown up a little bit. So let's leave that one there. And then he did not like his cousin Claire. Has he ever met Claire? No, he doesn't know whether he likes her or not. So what are we gauging here? What do you think? So when Bryn peeps around her legs, it tells me that Bryn what? Finish that sentence stem. And if you haven't yet, make sure you get that finished off before we reveal the answers. And number 6, why was Bryn surprised when he met his cousin? So we've started the sentence then. Bryn was surprised when he met his cousin because... So why was he surprised? So let's go over to the text. And this is where he meets his cousin. This is the moment. He looked right into the face. This is the moment that he meets her. And although it doesn't say that he met his cousin and the words met his cousin aren't there, when he looks into her face, this is when he meets her. What does he find? So let's have a look. Bryn looked right into the face. What does he find? So make sure you finish that sentence then. Bryn was surprised when he met his cousin because... Fill in your answer, guys. Pause it here if you haven't quite done that yet. So here I've finished. When Bryn peeps around her legs, it tells me that Bryn was nervous about meeting Claire because, of course, we get no indication anywhere else that he doesn't like her, he was angry, or that he didn't want to see her. He just wasn't sure what he was being met with. And then number 6, Bryn was surprised when he met his cousin because she was a tiny baby. She was a tiny sleeping baby, not a cousin that could come and play with all his toys that he's set out. Okay, that's the end of your reading. If I don't know how you're managing your day, whether you're just doing your reading bit, I hope you've listened to Mrs. Pilkington's information because she's very clear on you organising your own day to suit you. So I don't know how you're working, but that's the end of your reading. So pause here, have a little break. If it's your reading that you're focusing on today, good job. Okay, let's have a look at this one together. So we're going to be doing 45, take away 22. So we're going to see how we're going to pull this number apart. We're going to pull 45 apart. So we're going to have a look at how many ones we've got first. So here are our ones. So we've got 5 ones here and we've got 2 ones there. And we're going to find the difference. Because when 2 numbers are close together, that was a nice straight one almost. When 2 numbers are close together, it's always easier to find the difference. So we're going to start from our 2 and we're going to jump to our 5. So you can do this in your head and with your fingers. So put 1, 2 in your head, put 1, 2 in your head and get ready to put up your fingers to get to 5. So 1, 2 in your head, first finger up, 3, second finger up, 4, third finger up, 5. So how many fingers did it take you to jump from 2 to 5? So 1, 2 in your head, 2, 3, 4, 5. It took us 3 fingers of jumps. So we have a jump of from 2 to 5. The difference is 3. Then we're going to have, we're going to do our tens. So how many tens is in 45? There are how many tens in 45? There are 4 tens in 45. And how many tens are there in 22? There are 2 tens in 22. So again, let's count up. Let's find the difference because it's when numbers are close together, it's much easier to count up. So we're going to start with our 2 tens and we're going to see what the difference is from 2 tens to 4 tens. So again, numbers in your head, put 1, 2 in your head. We're starting on 2 tens and we're going to count up, put our fingers up until we get to 4. So 2 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's taken us 1, 2 jumps. So there are 2 10s. So we have 2 10s and 3 1s. So if we squidge this together, if we squidge these two together, what number have we made that has 2 10s and 3 1s? We have 2 10s and 3 1s, which gives us the number 23. Okay, good job, guys. Now, we've got one for you to do here by yourself. So pause the video here and get busy. Okay, pause here and let's get busy. Okay, so let's have a little look at our answers here. So 78 minus 34, we've got to look at our ones again. So there's 8 ones and 4 ones. So we find the difference between our 4 and our 8. 4 up to 8. 4. Put your fingers at 1, 2, 3, 4 in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many fingers have you got up? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got you've got 4 fingers up, so there is a jump of 4. It's all the 4s here, isn't it? So then 78, there are 7 10s and 3 10s. So you start on your 3, jump up to your 7, so put 1, 2, 3 in your head, 1, 2, 3 in your head, count up to 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many fingers have you got up? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, you need to get these two together. So we have 4 10s. Whoops, nope. We have 4 10s. And we have 4 1s. So 4 10s and 4 1s, when you put them together, gives you the answer of 44. Did you get the answer right? If you didn't, where did you go wrong? Can you see where you went wrong? Good. You're going to remember it better than the people that got it right first time, possibly. Okay, if you got it right, good job, guys. You must be working very hard to get this information in your brain at the moment, so good job. Let's move on. Okay, so let's have a little look here at how we can partition it a little bit differently by using the part whole. So, go for a blue. Joel, you'll like this. Got blue, bud. Okay, so 36, take away 11. So if we have a look over here to begin with, 34, take away 13, you can see how they've partitioned the 10s and the 1s. 34, now we're going to take away the 10s from your 30. So here is that 10. And then your 3 from your 13 here. So you're going to do 30, take away 10, which equals 20. And then you're going to do 4, take away 3, which equals 1. Okay, so I'd like you to have a go at doing the same technique here with this calculation, please, guys. So think about how you're going to do your part whole, how you're going to partition your 36 into your 10s and your 1s. And then what are you going to take away from that number? 10s and your 1s. And we're not space. And what is it going to equal? Okay, so pause the video here and have a go at answering that calculation using the partition and using the part whole. Okay, let's have a look at our answers then. So, did you partition your 36? So your 30 and your 6. And did you take away your 110 and your 11? 11 and your 11. Did it equal 25? If you put your 20 and your 5 together, it equals 25. How did you do? Can you spot the mistake if you didn't get the answer? Pause it now. Have a look. Have a think. Did you partition? I might rub these back off. Helpful or not? It's a bit crazy, isn't it? So I might rub these off for you to have a good look. Where was it that you've slipped and gone, oh yeah, it's there. I didn't partition. Maybe you had some problems partitioning this number. Was that where you kind of, I don't know. You're going to have a little look, have a talk with a grown-up. If you haven't got the answer 25, go and grab your grown-up if they've got a second, or maybe they can say, come back to this in a little while. Just try and figure out where, because this is tricky stuff, okay? Okay, if you got that, let's move on. If you didn't, my objective to you is to make some time with your grown-up later to try and figure this out, and maybe they can give you some more and you could do some more practicing of this. If you did get that correct and you feel like you're ready for your next step, let's move forward together. So we're going to deepen it now. So Jasmine has 33 stickers. Ollie has 54 stickers. How many more stickers does Ollie have? And what did you use to solve this problem? So a little reminder from Mrs. Mulliner. Remember, you need to find the difference, and the difference is the same as taking away. So it's always nice to count and jump up because those numbers are going to be closer together. Use one of the strategies that you've been learning this week to figure out the problem. So I want you to pause the video here. Have a real think about this question. Jasmine has 33 stickers. Ollie has 54 stickers. How many more stickers? That question is saying, what is the difference between the stickers that Ollie and Jasmine have? How many more stickers does Ollie have than Jasmine? We've just been finding the difference. We've just been finding out how many more. How will you, first of all, you need to figure out what calculation you're going to be answering. And then once you've got the calculation on paper, the number calculation, the number sentence, then you need to start thinking about how you're going to figure it out. Are you going to be using the partitioning method where you drag apart your numbers? Are you going to use the part whole way? What are you going to do? So pause here and answer this problem. Okay, welcome back, and this is the answer to the problem, and we use the part whole method. So you can see how Mrs. Mulliner has split apart her 54. So 50 and 4 here. So 54 take away 33 equals, so counting up, so 30, 30, 40, 50. It's a jump of 30, 40, 50. It's a jump of 2, which is 20. So 3, 4, 5, 30, 40, 50. It's a jump of 2 and your tens. Then a jump from 3 to 4 equals 1 jump. So 20 plus 1 equals 21. Okay guys, that is the end of your maths. And again, I don't know how you're practicing your day and how it's all working out for you, but if this is just a maths day, then you've done your maths. If you're going to have a break now and get ready for your next piece of learning, then take your break and I'll see you back here shortly. Grammar time, grammar time, grammar time, grammar time, it's grammar time. We're looking at recognizing simple contractions. Let's have a look, guys. So, I would like you to match the punctuation marks to their labels below. Now, if you've got the workbook and the worksheet and you've got this printed out, then you can do that. Otherwise, I would, in your book, I would draw the punctuation mark and then I'd do a little equal sign like we do in maths, because that punctuation mark equals this word. So, draw your punctuation marks and tell me what it equals. Which word labels that punctuation mark? So pause the video here and then get busy in your books, guys. I'll be back here when you've finished. So you should have something like this. You should have the question mark here. You should have the word question mark written next to it. So question mark equals, and then the word question mark. This is our comma, and remember our comma sits where our full stops does, where our letter drawings start from. It sits on the line. So you could do a little dot with a little tadpole tail. That's how we practice it, isn't it? So we've got our commas. Next we've got our, and you can see here, exclamation mark. Here we've got our apostrophe when we have those contractions, and that's what we're going to be having a little look at using. Remember, this is up in the air. It's a full stop with a little tadpole on the top floating around. And then this one is the one that we learned first, isn't it? This one you should have equals and then the word full stop written next to it. Okay, good starter, guys. Good work. Let's move on to our contractions. So shout out the contraction in the sentence below. I'll read it out to you. Tell me which word is the contraction. Let's have a think about what we know so far. I think we'll need to catch the bus. Which word there is the contraction? Shout it out to me. I think we'll need to catch the bus. Yeah, it's will. And what is that short for? What two words could go there? I think we... That's so hard to do on here. I think we will. I think we will need to catch the bus. So they've put an apostrophe instead of, they're being lazy bones, aren't they? It's good to be lazy in maths and in English sometimes. So I think we will need to catch the bus, or we'll need to catch the bus. Okay, true or false? The apostrophe in the word we've replaces the letter A. Let's think about that again. The apostrophe in the word we've replaces the letter A. So if I were to put the word we've into a sentence, I'd say we've been off school for a little while now. We've been off school. What two words am I replacing by using the word we've? We definitely know it's we, but there's another word here that isn't complete. We've been off school for quite some time now. What word could I use instead of we've? We been off school for some time now. I want you to write a sentence for me, okay? I want you... Oh, don't write a sentence. That's right, because you've already done your sentence work in your book. This is just a shout out. So the apostrophe in the word we've replaces the letter H and A, not just the A. Because what word would we be writing? We would be doing we have. We have been off school for quite some time, or we've been off school for quite some time. So it doesn't just replace the A, it replaces the H as well. It replaces two letters. So it doesn't just replace one, it can replace two or more sometimes. Okay, guys, that is the end of your grammar. I don't know how you're working your day, but if you're just doing the grammar for today, good job. You've completed your grammar. If this is a time for you to have a little break, have a rest, and then get back to it, then pause the video here, off you pop to go and have your break, and come back to me for some English. Okay, I am loving the stuff that I'm seeing on non-chronological text writing. Your beach stuff that you sent over to us has been phenomenal, and we've done some gong bongs for that. I hope you like the new gong bong shout out. So we're going to be you're doing your own chronological text this week, and you've been doing some amazing research that you've been sending through to Mrs. Mulliner at the beginning of the week. So well done for that, guys. Okay, now that you have researched what it is that you want to include in your own chronological report, it's time to get busy with it. And these are just a few different kind of examples that I found out. You can do them in your book, you can do wherever you want, wherever you feel most comfortable. You can do them on the computer. You can, if there's a computer spare. I know that at the moment a lot of people are using ICT to kind of keep learning up and mums and dads are working on computers, so maybe computer's not an option, but if it is, however you want to do it, but make it engage us. We are here in the house the same as you. We want to be engaged, and probably you're going to know a lot more about whatever topic it is that you've chosen than we do. So we need to be informed and we need to be engaged in your chronological report. So let's get it on paper. Here are just a few examples. You can see here that we've got some nice bubble writing here, and we've had a practice of bubble writing. We've got some good images. I like the way that this person has kind of featured their text in and around their images. I want to read it. Now, it doesn't matter what the content is at the moment. I'll find out how engaged I am. But instantly, I look at it and I'm engaged. I want to read these. So I want you to have a think about how you can make yours engaging to look at. Here's one that I did about mini beasts. So I'm going to pause the video here for a moment, and I'm going to give you a few minutes to have a little look through, and I want you to come back to me with some ideas on how I could improve this. What's missing from my mini beast report? What extra information or what have I missed out? How could I make it even better? So pause here and then come back to me with some reasons of how I can make it better. Okay, guys, so how are we going to make this better? What am I doing? I could start, so I've got my title here. What could I do with my title rather than just telling you what it is? What could I have as my title? I could try and engage my reader more with what kind of title? With a question. I could be asking a question in my title, couldn't I? To really engage and try and get the reader to be thinking about what it is. So my title could have been, what mini beasts live in the garden? ? Or what mini beasts are there in the world? ? And that would have drawn my reader in. Okay, and then I've got an introduction, which is good. So I'm introducing my reader. What could I have had in here again to draw my reader in? I've been kind of telling them about there are lots of different kinds, but I could have had a sentence there saying, read on. If you want to find out more, read this report. I could be engaging them and bringing them in. Do you want to find out more? ? So I could have some questions in there. I could be bringing them in. And then I've got some nice images here. But what am I missing underneath my images? I could have captions in here saying this is a ladybird and giving some facts about ladybird. These are honeybees and giving a little quick fact about honeybee. I might have wanted to, if you think about the pictures that have gone before, I might have wanted to kind of put these images and scatter them in and amongst my text and make it a bit more interesting that way. Then I've got my first subheading, which is good. We need subheadings to organise the report. But what kind of subheading could I do, again, to engage the reader? I could be asking the reader what? We could be asking them questions. So instead of in the garden, what could my subheading have been there? It's a question. What? Because a nice sentence stem opener is a what for a question. What mini beast could you find in the garden? What mini beast could you find in the garden? So that could have been my question. And then I've got some good facts and information in there. So I think I've done a pretty good job there. I've got lots of information. It's colourful, but I don't think it's as engaging as it could be. It's not drawing the reader in. And I think I could have worked on my presentation and had my pictures and my images and my captions kind of interlaced in the text. I think that would have made it really efficient. So what will yours look like? What are you going to tell me about? Off you go. This is me and Mrs. Mulliner down here looking super excited about what yours could look like. So, be like Clash. Off you go. And we cannot wait to spend, if you're going to do this, and I hope you do, if you can spend some time thinking about your presentation and making it look spot on, we can put these up in the classroom when we get back. This can be something like, look how amazing we are. We could still manage to produce this kind of quality of work, even with the chaos around us. So give it a go and make yourselves and us proud. Good job, guys. See you tomorrow.